What's up, everyone? This is my spoiler review of Invincible season 4, episode 4. So this is the episode where Mark goes to hell, where Invincible goes to hell to help Satan basically get control of hell back. And um, this episode was good. All the performances were good. You had like this show has probably the most stacked voice cast that you've ever seen. Like in this episode alone, you had Chloe Bennett, you had Stephen Yoon, you had Clancy Brown, you had Bruce Campbell, and you had uh I don't remember how to pronounce her name. The girl from Game of Thrones, and she also played the bride in Creature Commandos. So you had a very stacked cast. So all the performances were great, and the ending, which we will talk about, is badass. But like, and this episode was cool to get the Invincible Universe version of Hell backstory, right? For those of y'all that don't know, I haven't read the comics, so like this is one of the shows. This and The Boys are like the shows that I haven't read the comics for, so I don't know. Like the Marvel ones, like Daredevil and Wonder Man, and like all the Marvel and DC stuff. I know like comic book lore because I'm a big nerd, right? But like Invincible and The Boys, I don't read the comic. I haven't read the comic books, right? So like what the show shows me is what my first experience watching the arc, and this apparently was a new arc created for the show. Um, so yeah, like basically what happens is Mark gets summoned to hell to help um the Invincible Universe version of Satan take back control of hell from Volcana. That's her name, Volcana, and um and it this episode also, I like the way they they put it into the season. And what I mean by that is it's not a side quest. And why it's not a side quest is it helps Mark realize that sometimes he has to kill if it's absolutely necessary, right? Like you guys know, if you've been watching along throughout the whole Invincible show, like everybody's like, Mark, you gotta kill. Mark, you gotta do this, right? And 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 this episode helps Mark find balance in that and stuff like that, because he literally punches Volcana's head off, right? So, but Volcana's a demon, so she's kind of immortal. So, um, but yeah, so I like the backstory that we got and stuff like that. It's just this episode for Invincible was really really slow, right? And I still enjoyed it. Like I would still give it a 7 out of 10. But the ending scenes were badass. Okay, so the episode ends, or the last scene of like the episode before the post credit scene, because Invincible has post credit scenes, so stay into the end, right? Very important post credit scenes since episode 1 of season 1, right? Um, so basically, what happens is Eve's about to tell Mark that she's having a baby and that she doesn't want this baby, right? That's also Mark's baby, right? And but before she can do that, Alan the alien and Omni Man come back to Earth, and he's like, Mark, I need your help, right? I'm sorry, Mark, but I need your help. It's time for war, right? Because this is the start of the Viltrum or war arc, apparently, right? And and that scene was badass, because that's what they leave us with. And then the post credit scene sets up that like Damien Darkblood, Bruce Campbell Satan, and Volcana will return eventually in the season or in the series. Because for those of y'all that don't know, like I haven't read the comic books, but I know who Robert Kirkman is, like Walking Dead, Marvel Zombies, um, what else? Um, Invincible, a lot of other stuff. He's writing Transformers right now. Like, I know who he is. I haven't read the Invincible comics, but I love this show. I love this show. This episode was a bit weaker than the previous 3 episodes, so I hope we get back up to um where the like in terms of quality level. But still, I still enjoyed this episode. Um I love the way too that, like, as I said, this the woman who plays the main villain of this episode, um, also played a character in Game of Thrones and played a character in Creature Commandos. You can't tell that the woman who voices the main villain of this episode plays the those two characters, because her voice is completely different, like, and stuff like that, which I like. I like. I like, you guys know, I really got into acting this year, right? And I mean, not this year, last year. I really got my acting bug reinvigorated. Through that, I got really into theater, drama, musical theater, acting, and I want to do that stuff one day, right? Along with singing and all that stuff that I've said I wanted to do for years, right? I want to act and sing and dance and do all that stuff. So, like, for me, seeing the way that the actress that plays my main villain can use her instrument to make completely different voices like this, or Harry Potter mate, right? Like she can make completely different voices. That's really cool to me, right? And then, yeah, so this episode was good. It wasn't great. I would still recommend watching it because it's very important for Mark's arc. Like, again, it's not just a side quest, right? Mark makes a decision that, hey, sometimes I have to kill, and, like, only when it's absolutely necessary. So, yeah, for me, I would give this episode like a 7 out of 10. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry guys if you can hear a dog barking. And I hope you enjoy this review. And thank you so much for watching. And God bless you guys.